Hey, all right. I'm Matt Lighty. The Matt Lighty, and this following video is a clip taken from stream that I just thought was interesting. I think you guys should read the what I'm going to be reading yourselves, form your own opinions, etc. But just fascinating. We live in a fascinating timeline where fascinating things are happening, and this is basically just a clip regarding the forum post about the gauntlet, and then just reading some of the comments and just some of the back and forth, and then discussing some poignant little fucking chicken nuggets of knowledge between. So take it as it is. Read it yourself if you want to. If not, don't, or just don't watch the video. It's all good. I'll see you guys on the stream. Lighty out. Do you know what I want to react to? Not for nothing. I was actually gonna make a video about it. But I guess I could just take this. Let me just take this timestamp because I'm gonna meme. I saw this today. I suggest you all look at this. It's very interesting. They posted the highlights for the gauntlet, right? Not that I have more gripes with the gauntlet as a concept, but 5,000 plus people compete in the gauntlet, and the highlights consist of the same 4 people. 6 clips, 4 people. You couldn't even do 6 different people. 6 clips, 4 people. That's fine. Either way, 5,000 people couldn't get more clips. Whatever. That aside, this was interesting to me. Right? Watch this. So I briefly looked at the comments before stream started today. Grats to winners. As I said, have 0% chance with special RNG. So some guys like complaining about his RNG. Whatever. People complain. They're always going to complain. Or there's success. There's someone complaining. It's fine. Looking forward to stuff. You scroll down and I see. This is right after it was posted. So it was posted like 5 minutes later, I think. Ziz commented. I'm sure he was watching the post as it happened. I assume he just didn't sleep or something. Because in the context, I think he was like probably tired. Probably salty. I don't know. Hard to say, but I just want to divulge into this for a couple seconds because it's like 3 pages of them going back and forth, and it's kind of funny. So the guy said again, "Grats winners." As I said, I have 0 chance. This guy's complaining he has no chance of winning the gauntlet. Yada yada yada. A non-streamer almost won the gauntlet but died on Maven. The non-streamers have the same gear as the streamers. Maybe instead of blaming it on others having better RNG, you could chalk it up to yourself needing more practice and improving. If there was streamer RNG, there'd be at least one good player complaining about it, not only bad ones. It's a lot here, right? It's a lot loaded here. A non-streamer almost won the gauntlet. This is true. It's kind of what we were talking about earlier. How it's you could have the top 10 people who are all the favored to win people playing. They can all just die because they get a little too aggressive, a little too flame dashy, and that's so that's why someone like who had maybe a lesser build to win, like Steels, which was more tanky and less damage, less clear, less gearing, for ease could. That's why he to agree he won. Obviously, he's extremely impressive at playing the game, but like people who get more aggressive or whatever, he gets a little bit spicy. But it's not just one roast, it goes back and forth. So we'll keep going. But it says, instead of blaming others, you could chalk up to yourself needing more practice and improving. Valid. But then, he doesn't know the position the person's in. So it's like, who knows? If there was streamer RNG, there'd be at least one good player complaining about it, not only bad players. This is a fair statement. So you scroll down more, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then we start getting it's interesting. Now we start getting the tinfoil hats go on, right? Now this is a guy reacting to Ziz reacting to another guy. You have no idea what GG is doing or has been regarding streamer gameplay in order to bolster marketing. Hell, you had to contact GG personally to get out of the priority queue that you had no idea you were part of. I don't think personally that they're tweaking the RNG for people who are streaming, but the second line is 100% accurate. Ziz was, against his knowledge, put into a priority queue. So, the floodgates are open for conspiracy theories. Practice doesn't help with RNG systems. That's something I would say adamantly disagree with. Again, I think this is a similar situation where it's like you could discuss when someone says you get lucky. I think through constant attempts, you're setting yourself up for a lucky scenario. So we all have the exact same luck, but if you just keep on doing the thing, you have more chances at getting that 1% drop, that 1% occurrence. So you're setting yourself up for a more lucky scenario. And what practice could do is practice could basically let you streamline the process in which you make attempts. So that's, it's not just play more. It's that if I have an hour to play and I have 10 attempts at something, if I get better at those 10 attempts, maybe I could sneak in 11 or 12 attempts, and now my chance goes up a little bit. So that could be a thing. Highlighting endgame players and ridiculous RNG moments is horrific optics right now. Average players are playing a totally different game. I mean, I have no idea what an endgame player versus an average player are. It's hard to prove either way, but maybe having, again, not the same 4 people, or at least if you're going to have 6 clips, have 6 different people, not 4 people, then 2 people twice. That looks a little bit rough from maybe a viewer standpoint. Streamers have a vested financial interest in the game. Their experiences and feedback isn't genuine. I mean, much like how I don't like how there's crazy people in my country that have a vote and I have a vote. One vote's one vote. Experience is an experience. They're all valid. They're all equally unvalid. It is what it is. So I think my experience is just as valid as the guy who's played for an hour when it comes to just the overall feedback of the game. As long as you've experienced the content, I don't think it makes a difference. Minus Chris's panic media blitz has been nearly silent on the news front. It's bad. And this is interesting. So I feel like, in general, I agree that Chris has been doing this weird kind of interview blitz thing with these like streamer interviews and that sort of stuff. And it can be fine, but I think it's at large not really necessary. But I also don't give a shit if I don't hear from them for the entire middle 6 months of a league. League launches, I want to know about improvements to the league, quality of life, updates to the mechanic. Once the league is good, after 2 weeks, I don't give a shit. GGG, you can go away for 6 weeks. I'll see you 2 weeks before new league starts. You can tell me what's happening then. Let me play the game. I don't want to hear about the new league coming out when I'm not even halfway through the current league. I just want to play the game. So I don't care personally about that. And this goes back and forth like 3 pages. I'll do like one more page, but this just goes on forever. If you want to read this, you can go click in the forum and it just keeps going. And Ziz comments again, so we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, this guy's talking out of his head. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. I'm just gonna skip that one. And then this guy, after seeing Ziz commented, he goes back, "Thank you for the races and all who helped make this race. I respect you as one of the streamers who instantly refused priority queue, or even the first one who was refused. I don't really like. Again, I respect no one, not even myself. But I like Ziz, but I don't think this makes a difference. Really, it was kind of like he took, if anything, he took too hard of a stance at no priority queue. Again, I would, if I had the option of being a priority queue, I would just default to whatever chat wanted. If they say play, I play. If they say don't, I don't. This just seemed like he's just kind of like sucking on the ass of a man he just insulted, but that's neither here nor there. I think Ziz responds back again, because it just keeps going. Then how come most of the rich people aren't streamers? How come no competent player that does well in events and races doesn't complain about streamer RNG or thinks it's a difference? A lot of the people that are doing well now were winning before they were streamers, then became streamers later because they wanted their POV. Their luck didn't suddenly change if they're becoming streamers later. I think this is really true. And a good documented example of this is someone like Tai, who was racing in Path for a very long time before he really even started streaming. An example of someone who I'm friends with, Easy Trick Shots, is very high in the leaderboard always, very high in the completionist boards always, doesn't have a Twitch page, doesn't have a YouTube page. A lot of the guys who are really, really good are kind of like behind the scenes. But yeah, so a lot of these guys are just, I mean, they stream because people are like, you should stream because you're like rank 1. Steel Mage as well. Yeah, the list goes on, really. So that's kind of like some serious flat earth shit. I think there's even another one. It just keeps going. Yeah, I mean, you could go back and forth as much as you want. It still goes. Like, they obviously at this point, from a PR standpoint, if you were Ziz or someone who knew him, he was like, you probably should just stop. You should have stopped responding 3 messages ago. But it's fine because it's enjoyable to read. Either way, and there's some interesting points made, but mostly it's a bunch of baby rage from both sides. Fun to read though if you guys want to read it. I mean, you can go through it. It's on the highlight page. I'd chalk up that he was probably sleepy. Don't respond to things you're sleepy, But yeah, fun times. Fun read all around. Where am I now?